After the ball, a Cinderella parody story. Skip to the clock striking midnight. Dong. 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 The clock chimed, signaling midnight. Cinderella's eyes widened and she gasped, staring up at the massive clock tower that stood outside the balcony. Not now, not now. Things were just getting good. She thought. It's midnight. She said aloud, just to inform the prince about the time. I've got to go. She said, in a princess-y manner. She let go of the prince's hand and grabbed a fistful of her gown, stumbling just slightly but thankfully regaining balance, hopefully not making her stumble too obvious. Without glancing back, she began to make a dash for the palace gates. Hey! Hey princess! Come back! The prince called after her. His elevator shoes tapping noisily on the tiles as he chased after her. Yes, she had noticed his elevator shoes. She wanted to share with him about maybe making those less obvious. The shoes sold him out of being shorter than an average man. Which, not that she wanted to admit it, was kind of cute. Cinderella muttered something incoherent under her breath and continued to dash. I'm sorry prince, she forgot his name. What was his name again? Quick. Comment something about him. Charming. You're hopeless. I've got to run. Maybe I'll see you around town or some OOP. One of her glass slippers slipped off her foot. She stopped abruptly and looked down at it. The tiny glass thing staring up at her with twinkling eyes. You know what? She thought to herself, I might just leave this here. She went back to running without another glance at the shoe. She ran down the rest of the stairs, out of the big metal gates and all the way back to the mansion, slamming the door shut behind her with a loud bang, wheezing heavily. She would never know what kind of opportunity she had just missed. The prince watched his so-called chosen one run off into the distance, keeping an eye on the small glittering thing she had left on the grand staircase in mid-run. He sighed to himself, well, I might as well just keep this thingy. He picked up the shoe and walked back to the ballroom. He threw open the grand door and bellowed, whoever can fit their tiny feet into this shoe will become my bride. You should have seen the number of women throwing themselves at the shoe. Too many to count. The prince chuckled to himself. He loved how popular he was. Line up ladies, line up. He motioned a line with his free hand. The ladies obliged and formed an obedient line. One by one, they tried the shoe. The prince figured many people would have had the same shoe size as the girl who had run away without her glass slipper. Oh, he was so wrong. He was also so amazed. Women had absurdly large feet. None of them could fit the small size. An hour later of failed attempts of shoe fitting and countless crying women, a middle school looking kid stepped up and stuck his foot in the prince's face. My turn. He huffed. A perfect fit. The prince was shocked. Well, I guess you're my bride now. The prince looked at the young boy and smirked a small smirk. What's your name, kid? Henry. I'm Henry Ford. He extended his hand to the prince. The prince took it and gave it a firm shake. So Henry, do you even know what a bride is? No. Finn.